We'd like to welcome you to Pismo Beach Golf Course. It's located about 100 yards away from Finn's restaurant. Finn's is where the Sand and Grand meet. So on November 29th, we are going to have a fundraiser for the Five Cities Homeless Coalition. We're going to have a different venue. We're going to use our golf course this year. It's going to be a little bit upscaled event. There's going to be prime rib. There'll be as if you're going to a wedding feast. So when you come here, it's going to charge $50. 100% of that $50 is going to go to the Five Cities Homeless Coalition. And I am so proud and happy that we are finally starting to get permanent solutions to what is going on in this area on the homeless. We have 20 pods that Devin will talk about that we will be able to fit and house 20 homeless people that will be able to have a chance in life. And it's not as many as we need, but it's certainly, if you're one of the 20, it's everything. It's 100% to them. So we're hoping to raise at least $25,000 as a stretch, but hopefully we can do that. And if you come out, it is possible that $25,000 could be used, not saying the Homeless Coalition will be using it, but they could use it for one of those pods. You could be part of housing a homeless person. They could put in another pod. The pods are $20,000. We're grateful to the city of Grover Beach who donated the land, and we are finally starting to get people to realize that unless you put a roof over people's houses, they are not going to improve. And I'll let her tell you about the pod.
Yeah. We're really excited for Giving Tuesday. You know, it's a great time of year. All of us get together with our families and, you know, we get to sit around a table and enjoy a lovely meal. And that's what we'll be doing here on Giving Tuesday. But it's also a time for us to look back and reflect. You know, there's a lot of people in this community who don't have that opportunity. They don't have a place to go on Thanksgiving. They don't have a family to celebrate, you know, Christmas with. They're in a tent on the street and they don't know where their next meal is coming from. You know, it's cold and it's wet, and we've operated a warming center for many years. That is, you know, just a life-saving measure, but now we are going to have an opportunity to actually move people into these, you know, pods, cabins, tiny houses, whatever you want to call them. They're very cool. It gets 4 walls and a roof over somebody's head, a safe place for them to sleep every night, a safe place for their belongings. And, you know, we're starting with 20, and we hope that we'll be able to continue this project. But for us, housing is always the goal. Permanent housing is always the goal with everyone that we're working with. But where that starts for a lot of people is, you know, is very different. Someone who's recently homeless can be, you know, slightly easier to get back into housing. We can stay at a hotel. We've got family to stay with. But for folks that have been on the street for a really long time, it's hard to move back into housing, to get back in the swing of living indoors and having a routine and gaining that income. So, you know, for us, this is the transition. This is the stepping stone to moving back into permanent housing for those people that have been on the street for a long time, that might be disabled, that might be medically fragile. For a shelter, you know, is not an appropriate fit for them. So they can build those life skills back and, you know, get that income and you know, build their life back together as they transition through these pods, hopefully into permanent housing at the very end.
On the event that night, we'll have Shameless. They're one of the best, if not the best band, in my opinion, in this area, and they'll be playing. And also on that night, remember when you're eating the prime rib dinner in here, we're trying to help the kids that are sitting on the street that night. They're looking into the leftovers that maybe we throw away in the garbage. They'll be hunting through the garbage cans. And I've said this a million times, and I can continue to say it, that no child, no adult should have the indignity of having to go through a trash can to get their next meal, and we see it all the time. We had last night at Finn's a 70-year-old woman walk into and Devin knows who she is, walk into Finn's last night. She didn't know where she was, and she's homeless. She's living in her car. She's very frail. She could hardly walk. We called the Rangers, and at least there's a resource with the Five Cities Homeless Coalition to help. Now, I know a lot of you can't do great and grand things, but if you can give whatever you can give, what a blessing that is to you, what a blessing that is to somebody else that's on the street. There's 150 plus kids on the street that are looking for their next meal. They're looking for stability. They're looking for help. They're looking for just somebody who cares. And I know, because I've had, I call 4.5 kids because one I never adopted, but I had 4 kids, and everybody said that these are tough kids, they're angry kids, they'll never make anything. One's an executive that just got his MBA up in Silicon Valley that's running and helping a startup. One is going to be a nurse practitioner. She's going to Purdue. I have a Native American daughter who I'm so proud of, and she makes a good living. She works for me at Finn's. And I have a son who wants to become an electrical lineman to pull line in third world countries to help other people because of the compassion he has. These are kids that were considered to be unaccompanied kids. They're heroes. So God bless you. We hope you come to this event. There is no excuse not to come. If you don't come, then put your hand in your back pocket or your purse. You pull out as much money as you can afford. We don't want you to go homeless, but we will use every penny wisely. The Homeless Coalition has expenses, administration expenses, of between 12 and 15%. It's gone up 1 or 2% because I'm always telling Devin and Jana that you are paying our people so little in the Homeless Coalition that they're going to become our clients. So do you charge them if you give them services and they're an employee? That's the big question. We don't want them to become. So finally they're starting to get very qualified, wonderful, wonderful, compassionate people that actually can eat at night. So please come. If you look at these big organizations, and I won't mention them, but they sometimes have 50 to 70% of the money going to administration. That's nuts. Okay, not judging them, but the numbers don't sound right. And with this organization, if you give $1, 87 to 90 cents is going to go to help a human being. And I promise you, I watch their financials, and once a year they have a CPA audit come in and they certify all the results and all the money spent. So it's legit. These are wonderful people, the Five Cities Homeless Coalition, and they do this out of the love of people, not because they're going to get rich. So whatever you can do to help is much appreciated. May God bless you all, and you all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, you can buy tickets at 5chc.org. We've also got a page running on My 805 Ticks, and as Bruce said, we keep our admin and our overhead really low, but we're only able to do that because of awesome local businesses that are donating their time, their staff, their tent, so we can throw fabulous events, like this. We'll have tons of raffle prizes and silent auction items, staycations at Seacrest, we've got wine tasting at Letitia. All of this is donated. So, we're so grateful for the businesses, and like I said, we can use our money to help the people that really need it because we've got these awesome local community supports that, will donate 100% of the proceeds, all of the food, all of their staff time, all of the venue, so that we can throw an awesome fundraiser. So all of that money goes directly to supporting our clients. So we've still got sponsorships available for those that, want to get their business name or their, community name on our banner, on our materials. Those come with tickets to the event. So we hope you come out and enjoy. $50 a ticket. You can buy them on our website, 5chc.org. So thanks. We hope to see you guys all there.